Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I hope you're all doing okay today and that you're ready for some more The House in Fata Morgana. And congratulations Dale, finally you have caught up and you can watch this live for once. Welcome. So last time we finished Michelle's past and what a part of the story that was. I even started crying. I thought I wouldn't because reading this out loud takes so much focus from me that I thought that I wouldn't get so moved that I actually cried, but I did. It was very emotional. And now we have finally opened the final door, which leads us into the past to see the perspectives of the three men that Morgana wants to curse. And we want to see what their feelings were, why they were doing what they were doing, and see if we can find some truths there. Because if we have learned anything from this game, it is that there are always two sides to the story. And also we are gonna try and see if we can figure out who the white-haired girl really is from this past. I can take the story being dark, but when I notice someone else being sad, upset, it affects me too. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't expecting to start crying, but yeah. Especially since it was not even the first time I read it, but it was painful, and especially since I sit so close to my computer screen when I stream. I saw Michelle's tears in full glory and I just couldn't take that. It was too much for me. So yeah. But I'm very excited to dive into the story. So let's do that. Also, tell me if the sound is okay. And as you can see, I have moved myself. There's a reason for that. Do tell me if this works, otherwise I will try and move myself elsewhere, but for now I feel like this is probably the best place, but we'll see. We can come up with something together maybe. Yeah, I'm floating, and good that the sound is okay for now at least. Tell me if it changes. I brought you some food. You have to eat something. You barely touched your food yesterday. Come on, please. Just leave it there. Her hands aren't bound. She can eat whenever she pleases. But she's not going to last much longer. The boy has a point. If she won't eat, we will lose our supply of blood. That's not what I meant. Leave it there. Well, we'll be back. Do you really have to go? Yeah, things are pretty hectic right now. And when do you suppose you'll be back? Tomorrow. Same time as today. And you'll have enough time to talk then? Will you? Yeah. Are you hiding something from me? You're acting kind of funny. You're my sister. I wouldn't keep anything from you. You're not yourself, though. What's so different about me? Well, you're not acting much like a prince. Ah, right, of course. Don't worry, I'm still your prince, same as always. Good night, Nellie, my princess. How did I end up in this mess? I never wanted this. All I wanted was a quiet life. Someone, get me out of here. Take this thing somewhere far away. Tell me, it's not all my fault. Oh God, I'm begging you. Just make it all go away. Someone, anyone, get me out of here. Look, look! The stars, they're beautiful. Though with it so bright out, I worry someone might see us. Everyone's long gone. I hope so. Are you ashamed? A little, but I still want to be with you. Have you ever considered leaving the convent? I can't just stop being a nun, you know. It's not that simple. I made vows, swore my life to the service of God. I was not aware. I don't know much about this land's traditions. If I were to leave the church, it would have to be in my next life. I like to be a normal girl, lead a normal life. Get married, have kids, and before I know it, I'm an old lady. Thinking, it was an uneventful life, but it was the best I could have asked for. That's my dream. That sounds very peaceful. I hope we can be together in our next lives too. Have a nice, quiet life together. It'll be a city on the water, looking out over a beautiful, glimmering emerald sea. The blue sky spreading as far as the eye can see. The sound of the seabirds squalling by the port. The two of us, sitting shoulder to shoulder, just looking out over the city. Doesn't that sound wonderful? It certainly does. I would love that. The Harvest Festival. On the day of the festival, "3 days until her death. Wake up. Please wake up. Come on. Open your eyes. Michelle. So bright. I'm outside. The light feels like needles in my eyes. The first thing I see beyond the mansion's darkness is blinding light. The sun glares mercilessly overhead. A gentle breeze blows past, and I can hear birds chirping from several different directions. Each breath I take fills my lungs with the scent of earth and grass. Computer, what are you doing? Stop. Hi, Duder, welcome. Yeah, it's so cold. I was out for a walk today with my mom, and I could hardly move my hands after that. It was awful. So I feel you. I definitely do. And don't worry, we haven't gotten too far, so you haven't missed much. So much time has passed since I've been in the light. I almost feel like I'm alive again. No, not almost. What's going on? I almost want to comment on the normal way I'm not used to watching this live. Yeah, that would... I mean, you can't leave comments, but I won't respond to them live, you know? What on earth? Is this the era Morgana lived. Michelle! Huh? Oh, thank goodness, you can hear me. Good morning, Master. I hope you slept well. Giselle, is that voice really you? I swear it's me, 100%. Not that mean old phony. So don't you worry. No, I believe it's you. I just was not expecting to be able to hear you here. I did say I would always be by your side. I'm relieved. But where are you, Giselle? I can't see you anywhere. Well, I'm not exactly sure myself. You don't know? I don't know how to describe it. It's pitch dark all around me, like a black smoke churning in the darkness. It feels a lot like inside a mansion, but I don't think I'm actually in the mansion. So it's still trapped in the void then. I can see a shimmering light off in the distance, through the fog, and I can hear sounds coming from that direction. It's like the outside world is leaking through the light. I can see the trees rustling, hear birds singing. I can't see you though. So I assumed I was seeing through your eyes. And I thought I'd try getting your attention. So that means you can see everything I can. Seems so. Though I don't think I can see quite as clearly as you. I wish you could be here to feel this too. Experience it in my place even. It's a bizarre sensation. While I could see and feel the world through the other doors, it was strictly in the capacity of an observer. We were merely watching, not actually present in the tales. But this time, it's like I've been resurrected and dropped into the world as a participant. It's also vivid. Everything the mansion lacked, it's all here, and I can feel it so clearly. I wish you could have been the one to experience this. It's okay, Michelle. I know you'll dispel the darkness I'm in. Won't you? I will. I'm more than happy just being able to hear your voice. And being able to see what you see. It's like a miracle. I too am glad to know that you're there. To have the chance to hear your voice again. Thank you so much for saving me. If you hadn't shown up, I wouldn't be here. Oh no, I should be thanking you. I was overjoyed to learn how much you really cared about me. There are so many things I want to say right now. So many things I want you to know. So many thank yous. And so many I love yous. Hey now, is that really the best response you got? Surely you can do better than that. You're embarrassing me. I am somewhat disappointed by one thing though. I can't get any hugs or kisses since I'm not there in person. Oh, come on! You're not very good at this, are you? Yeah, Giselle is overwhelming Michelle. And you're not very good at picking up on how much you're embarrassing me. I'd expect at the very least a me too. We should start by figuring out when and where exactly this is. You're not even trying, are you? I'm doing the best I can. Please don't ask any more than this of me. It's okay though. I might not be able to see you, but we're together either way. Alternative theory, Michelle has finally lost it. Well, could be true. You know, Michelle, I think I might be able to help too. Well, I can't be there in person. I can give you ideas, another point of view when you're not sure about something. With the two of us together, We'll find a way through this. Yes, we will. Where to begin? What do you say we get our bearings? List out exactly what we need to take care of. That's not a bad idea. I'm a bit frazzled at the moment, to tell you the truth. What? Why? I had assumed we would just be observers, like with the other doors, searching their memories for clues. I never expected I'd actually be thrown into their era. True, it's not at all like the other doors. No matter how the rules may change, I'm seeing this through to the end. If our guess is correct, and we have arrived at Morgana's past, then we need to uncover the truth behind those events. Or rather, the three men's circumstances. Imagine losing it in a way where you would feel happy. That would be very tempting. Yeah! Sadly, that is not mostly how it works, I feel like, but it would have been very nice, indeed. What they felt, what drove them. My gut tells me there's something to be found there that even Morgana doesn't know. I could be wrong, and it's possible that even if I am right, what we find won't do anything to quell our hatred. But we won't be talking her out of it, that's for sure. Words won't break through that kind of animosity. We need something bigger. Something she could never have imagined. Something that would turn her entire worldview on its head. The white-haired girl might be a good place to start. She showed up at the mansion again and again, as though led there by some supernatural force. And she was involved with all three men in some way. I can't think of anyone else with such a deep ties to both the mansion and the men. But at the same time, I have a hard time convincing myself that the Morgana we know and the white-haired girl could be the same person. They are about as different as two people can be. Which actually leads me to believe there's something there. There must be something. Some secret we haven't figured out yet that we can use. So let's find it. It won't be easy. If we are in the past though, I wonder, maybe we could change it. This could be a huge chance for us. Change the past. Yeah, we could prevent Morgana's death, or we could stop whatever led them down this path. There's an idea. If it's actually possible, maybe we can do something. The question is this world really... Now I'm getting kind of pumped. I got my game face on and I'm ready to do this. Doesn't do much good if no one can see it. It's a figure of speech. Okay, first things first, we need to find the mansion. Morgana should be at the top of the observation tower. And the three men shouldn't be too far off either. Because that would not change the outcome of your love story. Yeah, I do feel like they're not really considering that. Mixing with time, it's rarely something you want to do. Often the outcomes are unpredictable and dangerous, so yeah. So the question is, where are we? Do you recognize the surroundings at all? I never really left the mansion, so I'm not especially familiar with the lay of the land. Give me a little spin, would you? As she requests, I slowly spin around in a circle, and through the dense woods, I spot a cluster of what appears to be stone formations. Squinting to get a better look, I realize they're buildings. It's decently far off, but it appears to be at the edge of a city. I think that might be the village I stayed at for a while. It's a bit big for a village. Don't you remember what Amity said about the village history? Amity, that bastard. Michelle, you didn't think something uncharacteristically vulgar just now, did you? Wouldn't dream of it. Yes, I remember. I actually was thinking today while out and about. We often think about things I should have done this, but at the same time, if you had done whatever you are regretting, you might not be where you are now. Yeah, that's very true. That's a very good way to think about it, actually. I do enjoy that thought. He said it was once much larger, and that it was destroyed in a single week by the witch's curse. Except rather than a curse, it was probably disease. If that's the same city, then it fits with what Morgana said happened. I believe he also said something about there being a large bridge on the outskirts of the city, and that following the path from there would lead to the mansion. So let's head down to the city. Alright. You don't sound very enthusiastic. Are you nervous you might have to talk to someone? Don't worry, you get me here. Don't treat me like I'm antisocial. You're not? No, that's not what's bothering me. It's... something about this whole thing feels off. This world we're in. Never mind. I'm probably overthinking things. But now's not the time for that. We need to get moving. Let's go. In short, instead of regretting things you could have done, be happy with what you have. Yeah, I do really like that thought. I need to be better with that, actually. I do tend to overthink and regret things a lot. So I do like that way of thinking. Rather than waste time fretting over details, we need to get to the mansion like she said. Everything else comes after that. With each step, I can feel the earth compressing beneath my feet, the grass flattening. As I weave my way through the trees toward the city, the sensation of having a living, flesh and blood body slowly returns. Day wisdom of the day, yeah. A white-haired man just appeared out of nowhere. And he's talking to himself. I gotta get away before he does something. Hold on right there, Mel. You don't get to call me crazy and then just run off. How do you know my name? How? Why wouldn't I? We were just in the mansion together. Huh? Mansion? What are you talking about? Right. He hasn't become the shadow in the mansion yet. I doubt I will forget seeing someone as unusual as you. Who are you? And where did you come from? Where? I'd like to know that myself. Say something, Michelle. He's not getting any less suspicious of you. You have to come up with some way to break the tension. Improvisation isn't exactly my strong suit. Mel doesn't look as rich as you're used to. Yeah, that's very true. This is a past Mel. Oh god. I think these choices don't matter, so which one should we take? I know which one I do want to take, but I'm letting you guys have a say in it as well. Okay. So we're taking I am God. I am God. His face, oh my god. Michelle? Even I wouldn't believe you if you told me that. I already regret it. You're one of those pagan missionaries, aren't you? Here to spread the words of some other new god? And now he thinks I'm loony. I should get going. Hold on, you can't leave until I made a better impression. My parents raised me to not talk to scary people like you. I'm with you on that one, Mr. and Mrs. Rhodes. God, this is a disaster. I was joking. I didn't actually mean I was God. Stop looking at me like I'm mad. That still doesn't explain how you knew my name. Have you been stalking me? Why would anyone follow you around? It was all a coincidence. You look a lot like an acquaintance of mine. So imagine my surprise when it turns out you have the same name as him. Okay, we'll go with that for now. He would probably trust a bear before me at this point. Michelle has a really cute lolly hat today, by the way. No, I don't have merch on the way. Oh. Why would anyone follow you around? Makes it sound more like he was stalking. Yeah. Michelle is digging a hole right now. Anyway, it would seem that, like Morgana's, I am the only one who can hear Giselle's voice. Regardless, you wouldn't have any luck converting anyone here anyway. Again, I'm not... Wait, hold on. Why do you say that? Everyone around here worships the Saintess. Sometimes, I think she's got more followers than God the Father himself. She's practically her own religious figure. The Saintess? You never heard of her? She's a nun down at the church. Everyone calls her the Saintess. So he's not talking about Morgana. No, actually, I have heard tales of her. I would be surprised if you hadn't. Anyway, in a few days, we're going to hold a festival at the church to celebrate the spring harvest. So while that's going on, I don't think you'll have much luck oh my god, English words, why? Proselytizing. We're going with that. I probably butchered that word, but we're going with that. I'm forever doomed to be a missionary in his mind now, aren't I? When exactly is this harvest festival? Prosit. Yeah. In 3 days. You should stick around for it. 3 days. Morgana died when the bell tolled noon on the day of the festival, which means she's got that much time left. This will be the first time we held the festival, so everyone's excited to make it into a big event, something really memorable. And a young girl is dying behind the scenes of this seemingly pleasant celebration. If her death is 3 days from now, that might give us enough time to do something about it. You butchered the word like nice butcher, Michelle. Too soon, Dale, too soon. We're not talking about that. Could I ask you to show me the way to the church? I would like to join in on the festivities. Sure, yeah. Of course. The church doors are open to all, friends and family and heathen missionaries alike. It's not far, follow me. Thank you. It didn't occur to me until now, but this really is a strange experience. This is a boy from a completely different time period, where I would have never had the opportunity to meet. If he's here, then presumably the other two are as well, which means Morgana's wish for their reconstruction was actually granted. This smell doesn't seem like any different a person than the one I observed through the first door. Yet he played a part in Morgana's imprisonment. I have trouble believing he would voluntarily involve himself, though. I was scared for a minute there. That could have gone a lot worse. Plus, we managed to make contact with Mel in record time. She's interacted with him, and the others, before, so I guess this doesn't feel as strange to her. Ah, you don't want him to hear you talking to yourself again. That's why you're not saying anything to me, isn't it? Actually, I think I can talk to you without speaking. Can you hear me? How are you doing that? I, have a lot of experience talking to ghosts. That really drives home how bizarre things were for you in that mansion. Were you not in similar circumstances when it was you and Morgana together? Yeah, now that you mention it. What a bizarre time we both had in that mansion. You're just now realizing this? So, what's your impression of him? My impression? That he's the same man as always? In a little more detail. He's an amicable young man. Is it amicable or unmissable? My god, my English. Nice enough to show a complete stranger around. I agree. In Morgana's version of the story, he betrayed her. But he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would enthusiastically do something so malicious. He had to have had some reason, and we need to figure out what that was. The question is, how do we go about it? We hardly have enough time to earn his trust and convince him to tell us himself. I just have to put the knowledge I already have to good use. Oh, that reminds me. Something that might explain it? No, about Morgana. When you were alive, she was always right there with you, like I am now, right? Whenever it struck her fancy, yes. She didn't seem to care when or where. She would just start talking whenever she felt like it. Whenever? For the most part, yes. Anytime she wanted. Giselle? You don't have to worry about that with me. I know when to keep my mouth shut, promise. What? You said you feel like you're alive again, right? My 5 senses all seem to be in working order. Which means you'll also be getting hungry, tired, sleepy, and you know. You'll have to go to the bathroom. I'll be polite and close my eyes and plug my ears while you're doing it. Thanks? What would possess her to bring that up? Does she even realize what she's saying? Oh gosh, now I'm as red as a tomato. That answers that. Moving right along, we need to discuss how we're going to go about this. Right, that. The Harvest Festival is our deadline, which doesn't give us very much time. We need a plan for when we arrive at the mansion. How about we spill their secret? Tell everyone about the girl that got locked up in the tower and force them to set her free. Surely they wouldn't stand for that. Perhaps, but would anyone believe me? Ah. If I walked in and said I came from the future and that I know what's going to happen, would anyone actually buy that? Sure, with enough convincing. Even if I did manage to convince them, the tower door was locked in Morgana's rendition of the tale. You need 3 keys to get inside. Mel should have one of them, but stealing his alone won't be enough to get into the tower. True. If Giselle is right and we can save Morgana and change the future, then that would indeed solve everything. But something about this whole situation still doesn't sit right with me. I have to do more than just set her free of that tower. I have to find the truth as well, as I initially set out to do. Regardless, I would like to try and stay on everyone's good side as much as possible for now. Okay, I'll do whatever I can to help. I appreciate it. I mean, as you know, conversation is not exactly my strong suit. Which means it's my job to hit the brakes whenever you say something stupid. It's a bit too late if I've already said it. Anyway, step 1 is to get ourselves into the mansion. We can't hope to make contact with the other 2 men, much less get Morgana out of there if we're not staying nearby. I'll do what I can. We're almost there. See the big building in the distance? That's the church. It is the same mansion, as I suspected. Seeing it now, knowing what horrible things happened there, is so disheartening. Are happening as we speak. In the tower we see in the distance. Morgana's locked up, all alone. I wish we could just march in there and set her free. If getting into the tower were our only goal, we could probably force our way in with a little work. Is something the matter? Mel, I could probably overpower him and get his key. Hello? But the other 2, that almost certainly wouldn't work for. Can you hear me? Oh yes, sorry. I was lost in thought. Seems kind of strange, doesn't it? What does? I mean, it doesn't look much like a church. At a glance, you'd think it was some noble's estate. So it does. I spent so long there, it never even occurred to me. I was pretty surprised when I first saw it myself. A peculiar place, all told. There's a chapel inside the mansion, with gorgeous stained glass window. It's quite a sight. Do you know why it was built like that? I'm, not actually sure myself, no. Anyway, I'll show you the chapel. The saint should be there too, so I can introduce you. Alright. On our way to the mansion, we passed through a courtyard of sorts. When I lived here, the area was overgrown with weeds. Apparently they keep in a better condition in this era. Following Mel's lead, we head through the chapel entrance. Also, I do like that we have door 1 music again. It's very, very nice. Oh my. I'm at a loss for words when I see what lies on the other side of those all too familiar doors. While it was barely recognizable as a place of worship in my memory, just 2 columns of battered pews and some piles of rubble, the room I'm looking at now is oh my god, unequivocally a chapel. So this is what it used to look like. I wonder how far back this is from when we lived. It has to be more than a decade or 2. Maybe 100 years? Or more. The views and beliefs about the world prevalent in our time are not so different than those of this time. Perhaps the chapel was destroyed in the aftermath of the Harvest Festival. When I was first sent to the mansion, there were signs that repairs had been attempted. A stained glass window is behind the pulpit, I'm guessing, though we can't see it from here. And right next to it is the door to the observation tower. Ah, there she is. There's no priest here. She runs the church. You want to talk to her first if you're planning to participate in the Harvest Festival. I'll go fetch her for you. Whisking his way between the pews, the boy disappears in the back of the chapel, returning with a nun in tow. When I see her, my face twists for a brief moment. Good afternoon. You came to see the festival, I hear. It's wonderful to have you. Is that who I think it is? I'm all but certain at this point that all the major players from behind the 3 doors, the 3 doors are present here. Not just the 3 men whose shadows remain in the mansion, but also the women who were important parts of their lives. Though dressed differently, the way she speaks and the way she holds herself resembles the woman killed by her lover behind the second door. They're All connected. What we thought was 3 separate tales, all stretched back to a single point in time before our own. Is there something the matter? No. I was just thinking how unusual it is for one nun to be managing an entire church all by herself. Ah yes, that's the usual reaction from the new visitors. Even I think this assignment is a bit over my head. Assignment? Well, I was at another church before this one. A smaller building, and I wasn't the only nun. But the lord of the land ordered me to transfer to a new, larger church he was opening. So here I am. The lord. There's plenty of space on the property, more than enough to provide shelter for orphan children and aid for the sick. It seems rather vacant from what I've seen. Yes, about that. We used to take people in, but circumstances have made that difficult of late. What kind of circumstances? It's not something I can discuss with an outsider, sorry. I'm guessing it has to do with Morgana's imprisonment here. Do you think she knows about Morgana? I would guess not. The men swore to keep it between the 3 of them. So she's being forced to oversee the mansion, completely oblivious of what's happening here. Which isn't to say she's not connected to it in some way. If she's the girl from the second tale, then she should be close with... Is something troubling you? No, my apologies. I got lost in thought. You don't look it, but you're actually a bit of a daydreamer, aren't you? Daydreamer? Mel would fit that description much better. Mel would fit that description much better. What? Why? Do I really look like that much of an airhead? Oh, I can see that. Someone has to watch out for him, or he's likely to lose his head in the clouds. I really don't think I'm that spacey. I'm not trying to say you're spacey. I just feel like I've got to keep one eye on you at all times. It's a lot like what I imagine having a little brother would be like. I'm an oldest child, you know. What's the big deal? You don't want a big sister? Well, I want you to be my little brother. I don't want to be just a capital S sister to you. That's so stiff and formal. No, I want to be your sister. I am a little old to be playing make-believe. Poor Melon Wonder went evil. Yeah. Oh, come on! They're quite friendly with one another, it would seem. Oh, I know. Why don't you become a brother then? What? Will you? I will not. Besides, I'm clearly the oldest one here. Why not? I don't think it matters who's older than who. You don't really act all that old anyway. I have at least 10 years on you. Your youngest child insecurity is showing. Insecurity? You two are pretty good friends, huh? We can discuss the veracity of that claim later. I would like to ask you a favor. What is it? I'll gladly help with anything I can. Could I perhaps borrow a room until the day of the Harvest Festival? I don't have anywhere to stay. Or a source of income for that matter. I know it would be taking advantage of your generosity, but I only mean to intrude for a few days. I would be more than happy to offer you a place to stay. At any other time. But right now, I can't let you stay here. I'm so sorry. Well, damn. So much for that. Mel got such a cute smile. Yeah, it's kind of cute. He's a pretty Pretty boy. Don't let one little no stop you. Keep pushing. Put on a show. Earn her sympathy. She's a lady of the cloth. If you make her feel bad for you, she'll offer you her aid. Put on a show? You expect me to act? I'm having another episode. And I was so sure this church would be able to help. That's not gonna convince anyone. Quiet, you. He was perfectly fine on a walk here. Shut your mouth, boy. As I said, we did once offer a place of respite for the ailing and needy. But regrettably, for the time being, we are unable to take anyone in. What I can do, though, is give you medicine. Since we can't let people stay here, with the Lord's generous assistance, we've been handing out medicine instead. So all you do here, then, is give people medication? Yes, I suppose that's what it boils down to. I'm honestly not sure why we're not allowed to offer shelter right now, but we are still able to provide assistance to those in need, so I assume it's just a temporary measure and we'll be able to take people in again before long. And with how much he's done for the church, it's not really my place to complain about his decisions. I truly am sorry. I hope you understand. I'm supposed to ask for a tithe in exchange normally, but just this once it's yours, free of charge. Could you tell me more about this medicine, please? It's called Saint's Blood, and it'll cure any disease. Saint's Blood? It's not real blood, of course. That's just what it's called. It sure sounds divine, doesn't it? No, that's not true. Huh? It is real blood. What do you... sorry to butt in. Do you mind if I bring him back to my room? I don't think I mentioned it, but he's an old friend of mine. We got a lot of catching up to do. Alright. Hey, come on. This way. Well, that sure got quite a reaction out of him. And now he's incredibly leery of you. When she mentioned the blood, I couldn't stop myself. I probably should have kept my mouth shut, though. Poor Pauline, she doesn't know. Mel doesn't say a word the entire way. His smile has retreated, and there's a hint of fear lurking beneath his now stony expression. I spent a trek through the mansion's corridors pondering how to answer the questions I know were coming. How to solve the problem I put myself in. We enter a bedroom, presumably his, and it closes the door behind us. I can see the distrust in his eyes as he glares at me. I have to ask. Who exactly are you? Why did you say that back there? That Saint's blood is actual blood? In response to his pressing, Oh. Question. I know this is actually a choice that matters, because if we choose wrong, we will get a dead end almost immediately. Do you guys want to pick and we take the bad end if you pick wrong, or do you want me to pick the right answer and we just keep going with the story? Because it won't take too long to get to the bad ending in that case, so we can go back quite soon. Telling him seems like things would escalate quickly, yeah. You're curious of the bad end? Okay, okay. So we have one who wants to see the bad end. What do you other guys say? Do you want to see the bad end, or do we want to keep going? I can save it here, by the way. That was not the one I wanted. No. That one. Okay, let's die then. We are telling him everything. I know Mel feels immense remorse about... Excuse me, I can't read. I know Mel feels immense remorse about his involvement in Morgana's imprisonment, so I decided it's best to tell him everything. His shade in the mansion begged for me to save him. If he knows what I know, maybe this Mel will seek my help as well. Perhaps I'm being rash, but it's worth a shot. Alright, I'll tell you everything. It might sound crazy, but I promise you, everything I'm about to tell you is the truth. I am not from this time. What? I have come here from a point in time after Morgana's death. How do you know about... I know everything. Morgana told me what happened here, what will happen here. You and the two other men imprisoned her at the top of the observation tower, eventually leading to her death. At this point in time, she should still be alive, but she will not be for much longer. When the bell tolls noon on the day of the harvest festival, Morgana's life will come to an end. And when she dies, she will do so in the grips of overwhelming hatred. A hatred that will transform her soul into a true witch. The three of you will become the targets of that hatred, the targets of her curse. And by the power of that curse, you will be drawn back to this place in your next lives, where great suffering and misery awaits you. Everything you're saying is going right over my head. Our next lives? Her soul? A witch? Every word of it is true. Did anything I say contradict your experiences? The three of you have Morgana imprisoned in the tower. You drain her of her blood, which you then claim is a medicine called Saint's Blood, which you give out in exchange for tithes. Am I wrong about any of that? I'm here to save Morgana, to set her free of that tower and her hatred, which will consequently set your souls free as well. I know you're not proud of what you've done. Lend me your hand in freeing Morgana, and tell me your story. Tell me how you came to be involved in her imprisonment. This is not the path you wish to take, I'm certain of that. You wanted blood for your sister, yes. But you're not the kind of man who would think severing another's arm was acceptable. You had to have had some reason for it. Please, give me your assistance. Tell me your tale. Saving her will save you too. I only want what's best for you. Could you give me a moment? This is all so sudden. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around it. But I do get one thing, that you know what we've been doing. Give me some time to process it. I'll have an answer for you tonight. Please. I'll make the right decision. I just need time to convince myself. I understand. Wait here until I come back, would you? It's almost sundown, so it shouldn't be long. Tonight, I'll tell you what I can. Once I've made sense of everything, I'm sure I'll be able to shake hands. So just relax here for a bit. I'll be waiting. Thanks. See you tonight. Tonight. Well, he seemed to believe it. Thankfully. I was worried he wouldn't. I knew he wasn't happy being a part of this. He desperately wanted out. And you gave him that opportunity. I can only hope. He said he'll help, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt and see what happens when he comes back. Perhaps I'm just being paranoid, but it feels like that went over too easily. No, I made the right decision. Mel was already plotting how to get rid of Michelle, yeah. Hello? Are you there? May I come in? You may. Sorry it took so long. Not at all. You did say it would be night when... Well, hello. What? Is this the man? Never seen him before. You. It's them. What is the meaning of this, Mel? Where the hell did you get your information? Michelle? I came from the future. In my time, Morgana is already dead. I'm here to set her free, to erase... You spilled it, Mel, didn't you? No, I didn't. Why do you think I told you about him? So you'd know it didn't come from me. I can't believe he... Mel, how could you? What happened to everything you said earlier? That you would make the right decision, that you would help. You two friends. For the 1000th time, I met him in the forest this afternoon. I'd never seen him before then. And who told him? It wasn't me. I have nothing to gain from talking. Huh, true enough. He's just messed up in the head. That has to be it. He has all these crazy delusions. Souls turning into witches the next life. He's mad, I tell you. I thought he believed us. Mel, am I wrong that you feel remorse? Am I wrong that you don't want to be involved in this? You shouldn't be adding to your list of wrongdoings. No, you should be doing what you know is right and let Morgana go. Are you sure you're not friends? I swear to God. If he was a friend, why would I snitch on him? You're not the one to let friendship get in the way of what you truly desire. I would never... Michelle, we have to get out of here. If he so much as twitches like he's going to run, cut him in half. Michelle. Maybe you'll come to your senses, if you know exactly how what you're doing now will affect your next lives. Morgana comes to bear such incredible loathing for each of you that the people you care for... Who, pray tell, lives life fearing how it will affect her next? You were right, he's out of his mind. Listen! You chose the wrong man for your little sermon. Next life, souls? Ah, damn it! How can I get them to believe me? I've seen it all, but they don't have any of those memories. How can I convince them to believe something that hasn't even happened to them yet? How can I get them to release Morgana? How can I save her? Michelle, please, you have to run. You're in danger here. I would love to, but the door's blocked. So tell me, who told you about Morgana? Morgana herself. Who told you? I'm telling the truth. I know what I know because she told me. I suppose it doesn't matter where you got your information. Getting rid of you still means one less person who knows. Michelle! Kill him. Don't! Can I play with him first? No, do it quickly. I do find it interesting how naive Giselle was about how easily it would be to convince about all the yeah, true. But I do think that she believes that because she knows Mel in a way. She has been there practically raising him in a way, so I guess she has more hope for him than she should have. I'm tired of listening to this madman's ramblings. No, please, don't do this. We're only here to save your souls. Because we believed you weren't truly evil. So why? Ugh. Oh, alright. I'm not happy about it though. You're putting more than just your next lives at risk. You'll lose the people you care about in this life too. People are going to die on the day of the Harvest Festival. Many people are going to die. You may be able to avoid that if you set her free. And also change your own fates as well. I can't listen to this anymore. Kill this madman now! Don't, please! I'm begging you, don't! It really is a damn shame. I was hoping I could have some fun with you. Michelle! It happens in a blink of an eye. The man steps forward, and the moment his sword's out of its sheath, I'm toppling backward. Michelle! Michelle! No! Michelle, no! Why? No! Please, no! This can't be! Michelle! Say something, Michelle, please! Michelle! Giselle's scream fades into the distance. As the three men watch, I make a heavy thud against the floor. You clean up the mess, Mel. The last thing I want is that damn nun suspecting anything. Don't you vomit, boy. Make any more of a mess and you'll be joining him. All three of their voices are going muted now. As my vision goes red, I realize I can see my own body off in the distance. What pains me most, though, is that Giselle had to witness that too. But everything's slipping away from me so quickly, I don't have time to come up with anything to say before it all goes black. I woke Hero with that scream. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just voice acting, I'm sorry. And yeah, she should know that Mel isn't exactly the same as he was, but I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, there are multiple endings. We have tried to... I have tried to avoid the bad endings because I wanted to get the true ending, but it can be a bit fun to explore, at least these dead ends, I feel. Oh, I think it was... Wait, we can actually look. Oh, no, it wasn't even any of the main endings, so it was just a dead end. So I think it was 0, I believe. Let's return to title because we need to inspect our memories. Alright, let's pick the right choice this time. Yeah, I think it was 0. I didn't pay attention, but I think so. Okay, let's tread carefully this time. We don't have much time, but it's in our best interest to tread carefully. There's too much we don't know yet. It would not be wise to make a rash decision. With him as tense and suspicious as he is right now, it won't be easy to get his key or persuade him to tell us how we ended up here. Furthermore, my experiences with the three shades tells me that if I'm not careful, I could be putting myself in unimaginable danger. That's also very true. Like, Mel was the hardest to get the key from, actually, because he was, yeah, he was acting like a little snake. A brief flash of what might have happened had I spoken too soon crosses my mind, sending a chill down my spine. If I want to get Mel on my side, I'm going to need something more, something decisive. Yeah, Mel was very sus. My god. This boy, I'm not a huge fan of Mel. I mean, I like his character. He's a good character, but he is yeah, he is like a snake. Something that'll convince him he needs to come clean and set Morgana free. Regardless, being cautious isn't going to mean much if I can't get them to let us stay in the mansion. We need to be nearby to keep an eye on things, gather information. How to go about that, though? Assuming he's not voluntarily involved, maybe all we have to do is ask for his help in setting Morgana free, and he'll work with us? Perhaps. Being so direct will only invite more suspicion, but she's probably on the right track. When I met his shadow, it was burdened with great regret. He begged me to help him. My remark about the saint's blood was based on stories I once heard about a person whose blood was said to have healing properties. Stories. Maybe they haven't made it out this far, I don't know, but they tell of a girl born in a distant village, a saint and a daughter of God. I thought that perhaps the nun might be the saint spoken of in the stories, and I was hoping for the opportunity to see a miracle performed with my own eyes. I have to say, you looked more angry than excited. I didn't hide it very well, I guess. Maybe it appeared that way to you, but I've never had a very friendly face. If you say so. As long as you're telling the truth. I myself have to wonder, why did my remarks seem to bother you so much? What? Is there something more to this saint's blood than you're telling me? No. Something that would make you want to get me alone and interrogate me? There's nothing. I just, didn't want to scare anyone with all the talk of blood, since there's not actually any in it. And I didn't know about the stories, so... It's just medicine, I swear. As you say. It's got nothing to do with the saint in your stories. To change the subject, could I ask you to convince the nun to allow me to stay here? Huh? Weren't you listening? We can't take anyone in right now. Which is why I'm asking for your recommendation. You live on the premises, don't you? I'm more a supervisor of sorts. Then you should have some say in the matter. Why? Until the Harvest Festival is all I'm asking. Why not get a room at an inn? If you need money, I'll spare you some coin. I must stay in this mansion. But why? Those are my instructions. What? You know the stained glass window in the chapel, behind the pulpit? It was named after the Archangel Michael depicted there. The angel came to me in a vision, instructing me to watch over the festival here. From where you were standing, you couldn't possibly have seen the window in that much detail. You couldn't. Oh, I get it. You've been to the church before, and you're just acting like you haven't. There's a metal door off to the side, leading to an observation tower. Yeah? You can see the tower from outside. Inside is a long spiral staircase, not made of stone, but wood. There's a single door at the top of the stairs. How? What are you really here for? All that vision stuff is a lie. I'm not here to cause you any trouble. In fact, I am on your side. You show up out of nowhere and expect me to believe your nonsense. All I ask for is you to allow me to stay until the day of the festival. If you can do that for me, then I'll make you the promise I could not before. I have not forgotten your pleas for salvation. I know you want to be free. Let me guess, you saw that in a vision too. If you want to call it that, then you can. I've never once asked for you to save me. You're mad. But, fine. I've got nothing to hide anyway. If I say you're a friend, the Saintess should be willing to accommodate you. Wait, I already told her you were my friend, didn't I? I'll try and persuade her. I don't know what your deal is, but try not to cause any trouble, okay? For your own sake. I won't. Only until the festival. You're not getting another day out of me or her. And this isn't your home, so don't act like it is. Of course. Thank you. You know, I never did get your name. It's Michelle. Ah, right. After the Archangel Michael. Just like you said. I never really cared much for Michael, to be honest. He weighs your soul in one hand on his perfectly balanced scales, then delivers his punishment with a sword on his other. He's not an angel of salvation. Out of curiosity, could you perhaps be... No, never mind. It's turned into a bit of a storage area, but there's an open room for you. There's an open room you can use. I'll show you the way. I appreciate your courtesy. Well, this is just lovely. There are cracks in the ceiling and the walls peeling off. There is a bed at least, but it's coated in dust. This was a storeroom when I lived here, as I recall. Sorry about the condition. I didn't choose a bad room for you on purpose, I promise. If you want to sleep somewhere more comfortable, you're not going to find that here. Not a problem. I'm grateful to have a room at all. If you say so. Well, I have work to do, so I should be on my way. I'll talk to the Saintess as promised. I imagine she'll keep a supper for you at some point. But do keep your crazy talk to yourself around her. I'll make a note of it, thank you. See you. We made it work. Somehow. Somehow. It's a lot of pressure being under that much suspicion, huh? My heart was pounding the whole time. And that the Archangel Michael came to me in a vision stuff? I never expected you to go there. Why'd you tell him that anyway? Because I didn't think telling him I know the future and I need your help to change it would have gone over very well. Besides, those who yearn for redemption have a tendency to latch onto the spiritual. I thought taking advantage of that would work to our benefit. You know, I bet you made a pretty good con artist, Michelle. I did what I thought was necessary. I know. Besides, you have every intention of keeping your promise, don't you? Whether or not Mel can be saved is up to him. I will lend him my hand, though. Oh, you say it's all on him, but deep down, you know you're on his side. We're complete strangers to this Mel, but I can't bring myself to think of him that way. We just met today, but it feels like reuniting with an old friend. He's the same old Mel. And you were actually there, a part of his life, which I imagine makes the sentiment all the stronger. You don't feel the same way? I don't think of him as a total stranger, no. However, nothing. I was about to say something incredibly cynical, but I caught myself. What? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. If you say so. I was always the one with nothing to offer, powerless to be of anyone's help. So if anything's motivating me, it's not concern for the boy, but a desire to prove that someone like me can do something. It didn't take much arm twisting to get him to give us a room, so who knows, maybe he'll come over to our side easier than either of us expect. Him giving us a room was not simply out of kindness. Keeping me nearby allows him to keep an eye on me. He doesn't trust me, but he also doesn't know enough about me to decide what to do yet. He needs time, and doing this gives him that time. If he decides keeping me around is not to his advantage, he will act accordingly. Do you really think he'll do anything to hurt you? Mel's a kind boy and, well, to be frank, I don't think he has a spine for it. It's hard to say, but even if it doesn't, we still have the other two men to worry about. Nevertheless, his cooperation will undoubtedly be the easiest of the three to gain. We were fortunate to run into him first. What makes you say that? Did you ever have a chance to see the shadows trapped in the mansion? Shadows? I might have. But around the time Hayden Rhodes passed away, I wasn't really there anymore. I stopped thinking, stopped trying to make sense of the things inhabiting the house. I had become merely another part of the cursed mansion. Yeah, Mel was the worst of the shadows, agreed. I was only able to converse with them after I had reclaimed myself. I suppose, much like the rules differ between the realms of the living and the dead, so too do they differ for those who have lost their grip on reality. As I was searching for a way to get you out of the tower, I encountered and spoke with the three men's shadows. Of the three, Mel was the least threatening. Michelle, what are you talking about? You are crazy. No! Mel forced you to crawl through thorns. Yukimasa just dropped the key and... Okay, Jacob would try to kill you, but like... No! At the same time, a stranger came to ask for a key. He had no reason to trust. Yeah, true, I guess, but still. It was unnecessary of him to do that, I feel. He bears a great deal of regret. He yearned for someone to save him. I heard him muttering, "This isn't what I wanted." He doesn't want to be involved in this. Someone else is holding the reins. My first guess would be the Lord, but regardless, they are not equals in this endeavor. If he wants out, then maybe he would have agreed to help if we had told him we were here to save Morgana. Carelessly revealing our hand at this stage did not seem wise. It would have never gotten to this point if it were so easy to stop. So I guess our first task is to earn Mel's trust. Morgana's death is in 3 days. We have until then to get all the 3 keys. It won't be easy. I mean, we weren't even present in this world until today. Exactly. We have no one to vouch for us. No one who even knows who we are. But we have knowledge. Quite a bit of it, in fact. We not only know what happens in this era, but you show me their next lives as well. From that, we can deduce how they might behave and to whom they have ties. You're right, we do. We know things we should have no way of knowing. And we can use that knowledge to our advantage. The various interpersonal relationships are where we can get our edge, I think. They each had their reasons for locking Morgana up, and if I'm right, they're doing it for other people. It's these powerful bonds driving them. Mel's driving force would be his sister, for instance. Are they mere bonds, or is it fate that ties them together? You're right, we should find and talk to his sister. Mel is more likely to act if it's coming from her than us. I agree. If his darling sister tells him to stop, he won't have any reason to continue his involvement. Knowing how the first tale ended makes me slightly uncertain, but for now we can work under the assumption that he does genuinely care for her. What do you want to bet she's somewhere nearby? I mean, she will be. It was her death that sparked the chaos on the day of the Harvest Festival. Ah, right. It was. No, you're exactly right. But what I was going to say is that people tend to keep those that they care most about close by. Ah. It would appear I have a bad tendency to focus too much on the facts. That was entirely unnecessary of me. Giselle did not need to be reminded of that. I'm sorry. Huh? What for? For being careless with my words, inconsiderate. No need to apologize for the truth. Besides, you and considerate are like oil and water. And today you're the fire to my oil. We have 3 days to stop this tragedy. Let's get to work. Let's. We'll probably have more luck asking than just searching for her. If we can't find Mel, the nun might know. Off we go! Ah. As I step into the chapel, I see an old man waving to the nun as he heads for the door. The man is practically beaming, and judging by the vial in his hand, he's happy about more than simply having the chance to see her. It's that saint's blood. According to Morgana's account, a disease began spreading through the city at the Harvest Festival, eventually eradicating the population. In a time like this, where medical knowledge is so limited, a plague will be almost unstoppable. And the sight of so many people dying so quickly could appear to them the work of a demon or a curse. We come from the future, so we know just how dangerous this is. But they have no idea. Morgana described this as a tale that could only have taken place in that era of miracles and spirituality, and about that she couldn't be more right. Could we maybe warn everyone against taking the medicine? I assume the sickness was caused by them ingesting the blood, at any rate. It's not medicine they're being given, but bottled disease, like some sick joke. If we could convince her to stop taking Saint's blood, then maybe that would prevent the city from being destroyed. But the fact that it's being distributed in the house of the Lord, and peddled as a miracle cure plays right into their deep-rooted spirituality. Would it even be possible to convince them otherwise? And besides, it's not them we came here to save, but... No, that's veering too far off our intended path. We need to find the truth and save Morgana's soul. Putting ourselves out like that is only going to get us unwanted attention, make people suspicious, and we don't have that kind of time. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. It's just, knowing what they're doing to themselves, I couldn't help but think that maybe there was something we could do. Especially considering how it all turns out. I understand the sentiment. Or rather, I understand your reasoning. But for me, Morgana takes priority over any of them. And you over everything. Releasing Morgana's soul should save yours as well, Giselle. If we can eliminate the mansion's darkness, then you won't have to be trapped as it's made. I have no interest in being the hero of the masses. Let's go ask about Mel's sister then. Okay. I turn my gaze back toward the nun to find her kneeling in one of the pews. She bows her head and begins to whisper a prayer. There's no one else in the chapel. Now's the perfect time to ask. Hearing me approach, she falls silent and turns to face me, wearing her usual disarming smile. Hello, Michelle. Mel was just here. He told me everything. Can't turn away a friend of Mel's now, can we? Sorry for turning you down earlier. No worries. I did a poor job of explaining myself. So, did you need something? Ah, let me guess. Medicine? No, I'm in perfectly good health. I figured you were lying. I can ask her about Saintsblad some other time. And while I have a number of questions about the man she's close with too, right now, Mel's sister is priority. Are you familiar with Mel's younger sister? She has flaxen hair, much like him. Oh, you mean Nellie? Are you her friend too? I would say we're more... You're better off just saying you're friends. Friends, yes. What about her? I would like to speak with her, and I was wondering if you might know where I could find her. Nellie should be down at the cottage, I believe. The cottage? Yep, that's where I stay too. I don't sleep in the mansion itself. So you don't live here, but only work here? Right. For one, there are men who live here. The Lord likes to show up on occasion too, and we can't have a nun wandering around while he's here. So you and Nellie live together then? Yep, we have for about 6 months or so, ever since she and Mel showed up. I wanted to let her stay with her brother, but since this is technically church property, we have to keep the boys and girls separate. I see. I'm so glad to hear Nellie's got a friend though. What? She's not from around here, so she doesn't have many acquaintances. And with how sick she can get, she doesn't spend much time outside. Which is a shame, because she's such a sweet little girl. I'm her friend, of course, but I've got responsibilities. I can only be around so often. So I'm sure she'd be delighted to have someone else to talk to. It would be my pleasure. Could you, tell me the way to the cottage then? Oh, sure. It's not that far from here. You go down. Okay, I think maybe we should end here because it's getting quite late, and I think that this next part is a bit too long for me to have a comfortable place to stop. So I feel like stopping before we get to Nellie is a good decision. So yeah, I'm going to change screen now. If I can. Hello, OBS. There we go. So a bit of a shorter stream today, but yeah, time flies. Exactly. But I feel like if we keep going, we will be here for too long, and I don't have that time because I need to shower, I need to make dinner, and you know how it is. So I think this is a perfect place for us to end it. We have started exploring the final door, and I am very happy about that. I feel like we are making some good progress. And we're probably gonna be here for quite a while, because as I said last time, this door is quite lengthy. So yeah. But I like how different it is from the other ones. It's more... well, it's less story based in a way. Or not, no, it's not really, but I mean, I feel sort of like Michelle, like, oh, this is more real because we're here in a way. It feels more gamey in a way, even if we don't actually play, we still read, but yeah. Can't wait to see how things end. Yeah. It will be very exciting. But next time we will probably, or we will meet Nellie next time and probably get Mel's point of view from everything that happened, I think. And then we'll see how far we get next time. But yeah, we are slowly but surely closing in on the end, and I feel a bit mixed about that, because on one hand I'm excited because it has been a long journey and it's always exciting to finish something, but at the same time we have been doing this for so long and I really enjoy it so much, so it's a bit sad to be done. But then again, we are going to play Requiem and Reincarnation right after this game, so we're not done with the house in Fata Morgana. We still have ways to go, but we are almost done with the main game, and that's a bit sad but also nice. Basically Elden Ring, yeah, it is very, very long. And plenty of pain and sadness left. Yeah, exactly. But it will be great, I think. So yeah, next stream will be on Thursday, and we will play Final Fantasy VII and see if we can rescue Aerith from Shinra. That will also be very fun and exciting. And the next The House in Fata Morgana stream will not be until next week. I'm not sure exactly which day it will be, because I just learned today that my work from home days might change a bit. So I can't really tell you when it will be. It will probably either Monday or Tuesday. But we will see. Hi Quill, welcome! I'm so sorry, you're a bit late. I'm about to end it, but the VOD is still there, and you can feel free to write any comments you want to me. So I am still here. I will still be on Discord if you want to make any comments. So, but yeah, sadly we are about to be done with today's stream. Yeah. But as I said, I'm not sure exactly when the next House of Fata Morgana stream will be, but sometime in the beginning of next week at least it will be. But before then, Final Fantasy VII on Thursday at 16:15 GMT +2. So yeah, stupid body. Aw, I hope you did get some sleep. And yeah, we did have a lot of fun. We did. It was not a painful episode, this one. It was actually kind of cozy this time around. What do you guys think? It was cozy, right? Except for when we were dying, but I mean... yeah, we got a bad end, intentionally. But apart from that, I feel like it was cozy. A more happy Fata Morgana stream. Was cozy, and thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, dying is cozy, isn't it? I mean, you're not wrong, are you? No, I'm just joking, but yeah. We all know what that means for next time. That it will be uncozy and painful, yeah. Probably. As I said, we are probably gonna get Mel's perspective on things, so we will see parts of Morgana's past again, and that past is definitely painful, so yeah. But I'm gonna go now and have a shower and make some dinner, so I hope you will all have a lovely evening, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!